if I'm remembering correctly, you caught a clean wrong, and damaged your hand and had to have surgery. Can you kind of just fill in some gaps with us there on how that recovery is going? And
Yeah, that's very correct. I caught a clean wrong. It was for the team series. And I caught a clean that just, it looked like a regular fail, but my hands got caught on my legs. And so I unfortunately broke my hand on my right side, and I basically had a spiral fracture on my left pointer index finger. And so, yeah, being casted on both hands was interesting and pretty terrible. And that was in 2018. So that was right at the end of 2018. So I had a few different surgeries. I had a plate put into my right hand, and that really pretty much fixed it very quickly. So being able to use my right hand really did happen very quick. I wish I would have had the same injury on my left hand, because then I had a whole slew of problems with my finger. The doctor that I first originally went to, it just didn't set correctly. And so I had to go to another hand specialist. And then we did another round of casting because the bone just would not heal. So that was like 4 or 5 months of casts, just in and out of casts, because the bones were just taking their sweet time to get back to a hardened state. And then I had a good couple months of no injuries. Everything was coming back. I was able to use my hands. And then I was in physical therapy for just some shoulder issues that I was having because of the hand. And then I broke my fingertip. And so, yeah, so that was another like 3 months of just waiting for that to heal in that same finger. And I got cleared maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And so now everything is in working order, knock on wood. And training is starting to ramp up. I actually switched programmers. So it's just like a whole new year and a whole new opportunity to kind of work on my weaknesses and get better. So it's been, yeah, it's been an interesting ride since this injury, but it's definitely not something that I can't navigate. I've had injuries throughout my career. Definitely not because of CrossFit, but because of stupid things that I didn't take care of, or just trying to go a little bit too fast and not focus on my technique. So that's one of the big takeaways for me, is just kind of slow down, and if something's not right, maybe get that better first.
well, as a coach, and actually 2018 was a rough year for me as far as injuries. I had two knee surgeries, but I
Oh,
remember during
wow.
the time thinking like, wow, it's just one joint in my body. There's so many different things I can train and do. And now I'm trying to imagine you having two casts on your hands and figuring out, okay, I guess ride the bike, legs only, or lots of squatting and that kind of thing. So,
Oh yeah, there was a lot of creativity. Sam Briggs was sending me workouts that she did when she was rehabbing her shoulder. So there was a lot of lower body stuff. Yeah, I got very creative. I was pushing sleds with my shoulders, just like bear hugging. But yeah, I mean, you're a coach, so you totally know that you just, for all of my clients, it's like, you just need to come to the gym and we'll figure out what we're going to do.
yeah.
I don't want you to stop coming just because you have an injury. We can work around that. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, but yeah, I have a lot of books on many lower body or arms, take no arm workouts.
Sure.
So
So I think what's miraculous is you've had a long career with no injury that kept you from the games.
yeah.
Like it was either luck of timing in the year, or you just never had an injury so severe. Now that hand injury looked rough.
Yeah, that one was really rough. And also because the open was in October, I actually didn't think I was going to be able to complete the open. And then it was like the first week of the Open, I think it was rowing and wall balls. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do this RX. And this is something that I've kind of been doing. Like you can just like hold the ball with just flat hands and not use your fingers or anything. So that year I definitely had no thoughts about going to the games. I was just going to go and do the Open because I'm a huge fan of the Open and what it does for community and what it does for people's abilities. Like, you know, you might be a superhero, but when you do the Open, all of a sudden you realize that you just earned your cape because you did something that you've never done before. And I think that's like the coolest thing ever. It's the only reason why I've continued to do CrossFit. It has nothing to do with my fitness and that all that aspect. It's really the people within the community that just do things that they've never thought they could or start to feel better. Like I love changing people's perspectives, and that way they can change their own life. It's just so cool.
So one of the other things I found is you were eating a soft pretzel, and that is a soft place in my heart. That is probably my favorite food in the world is a soft pretzel. And so you were eating a Shappy pretzel said it was the greatest pretzel you ever had.
It's still the greatest pretzel I've ever had. I'm probably going to order some this weekend. So it's Adam Shapiro is an actor, and I think during COVID he wanted pretzels. I don't really know the exact story, but he started making these Philadelphia style pretzels and just put them online to this kind of like a pop-up style, and said it'll be at this bakery from Friday to I think it's Saturday night, and you can pre-order and you can pick them up, and you get them that day. They make them that morning, and then you pick them up, and they're still fairly warm. They're so fresh. Oh my gosh. If you ever come, I don't even know where you're at. What state are you in?
So I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Amy and I are both in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. While you're at the Mayhem Classic too. But yeah, if you ever come to our neck of the woods, we'll get pretzels because I mean, if you found a better pretzel, let's do this challenge. But oh my gosh, it's so good. I just can't even explain. Like, it's the best pretzel I've ever had.
So it's funny you described it because I grew up in Pennsylvania. So I've been to Philadelphia and I've had the Philadelphia pretzel, and it is the best pretzel I've ever had.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, bring it. Anybody out there who wants to tell me different, but it's phenomenal. I mean, it's definitely better when it's fresh. So if you wait, I had one right out as soon as I got them. I ate one right away. I don't feel guilty at all. And then I had one later that night. While it was still good, it kind of dried out a little bit, but it's phenomenal. I just cannot tell you more how it's the best pretzel ever.
That is really cool. And they are my favorite food. I've had so many of them, but nothing like I've had in Philadelphia.
You got to find one in Ohio.
I have not found any in Ohio that are near as good.
Okay, we'll keep trying.
It's
worth trying.
It is because a bad pretzel's still pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Put
some
mustard on it.
Yeah.